Really are back for season 2 of P-Valley. If it's your first time being introduced to me, welcome. If you're returning to hear my diatribe, thank you. I appreciate it. Look, it opened up with a bit of a bang when I saw Mr. Darnell from The Chi. If you haven't seen The Chi, please check it out. It comes on Showtime and it covers a good side of Chicago and the story arc or the passage of time as the children grow up. But it's not just focused on the kids. Trust me, the adults have enough stuff going on that show. But baby, I thought Mr. Darnell was finna leave and never come back. The way he seemed so stressed behind them children making noise. That birthday party threw me all the way back to the 80s. Do you hear me? Just a simple, I'm impressed with the banner up on the wall. And cake cut a certain kind of way. Children running around being loud. In the house, that's new. You know, we was outside when it came for birthday parties. And the one time we had to do one inside, it was literally my daddy giving me a fish fry. And God help me, if you see the pictures of it now, it looks like some Jeffrey Epstein type party. It was just my daddy and all his friends with me and my cousins. As I've later come to learn, my father did that party to prove a point to my mother. He could do it himself. But clearly, it's been decades, and I still remember that party. I think 4, maybe 5, but I'm pretty sure it's 4. Back to P-Valley. So we are brought back from all of our recapping from last year, which makes me think I need to rewatch season 1, the final episode. I thought I remembered everything, but honey... Okay, Keyshawn pulling that gun on Diamond, I did remember. Check. I don't really remember Lil Murder acting so left with Uncle Clifford. Check. And Uncle Clifford being like, you know what time it is. But okay. The pandemic is in full force. And I'm grateful for how they portrayed it. You know, I know we're kind of on the other side of things now. Or it's not as bad as many people believe. But I know more people infected now than I did at the height of the pandemic. But... in doing so, I will say masks are everywhere. Folks are staying distance, except Baby Barack. Look, I don't know his name no more for this show, but I'm going to call him Baby Barack because I know he did Barack Obama as a part. But I think he's doing the most. Baby, either get a divorce and move on with your life or figure it out. But let's get back to the show. Darnell leaves the home, drives up the road, and comes to an intersection. He can go left and see Pastor Patrice and fix his life, or he can go right to the Pink. Now, what we can presume is on this huge billboard, which, hey, you ain't got to be down south to see this, because I'm on the motherland, and I've seen it around here. Churches love to advertise with their own selfies and promote their name, but you know what? Let me not get on that rant, because I can go on a tangent if you don't know. So, Pastor Patrice is up talking about, come on, be saved, be with her. And at the bottom right-hand corner under her photo is this bitch. Look, and I'm saying it the way I read it because I know that's how I presume Mercedes wrote it. This bitch. Child, or you can go to the right and get the ultimate car wash and get yourself the Mercedes experience, which I think they did a very great job in terms of the cinematography. Look, the filming is great. Unlike what you're seeing today here, because I got this up and down because I'm holding it in my hand as I sit upstairs to stay amongst the fans. Ain't no air conditioning. So with that, I'm not one of the P-Valley staff and I'm not part of Hollywood. This is really some shim-sham, just throw together stuff. But I promise I'll do better. I do have a holder coming soon. At any rate, all the girls, and there are new faces. There's no Keyshawn. There is no Gidget, the white girl. Oh my word, y'all. I was expecting the trucks and the bikes to go by this morning, but I didn't even anticipate the dog barking. So work with me, please, because I'm going to give it to you as best as I can. So, yeah, Darnell chooses the Mercedes experience and enjoys himself, where Uncle Clifford has to offer him wipes to clean down the dashboard of the vehicle. We learn Mercedes' shoulders bothering her, and your girl Haley has to check in on her like it's been 5 months. This is more than just a bruised shoulder. You need to see somebody. She says she good. Leave her alone. Big L used the whole mask. Do you hear me? After the Mercedes experience, everybody's sitting around chit-chatting. Mercedes checks her bank account and does not like she's sitting at a negative $20. We now learn everything goes into one pot and everybody gets a fair share, including Big L, who does the wings. Yes, not wings, wangs. And the argument Mercedes is making is, no, I'm carrying everybody on my back. I should get more. I should have more. These people ain't even doing all that. Blah, 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 blah. Big L uses his own mask to clean his face to turn and start talking. Child, when I tell you sincerity, it just warmed my heart, because I know those people. You hear me? They family. The mask just in the way. Of all things, we open up with Uncle Clifford rule number 45.22. What? I was like, this Negro just got extra addendums, subsections, baby. Uncle Clifford missed his calling and should have been in law. He don't have to be an attorney. He definitely could have been a law librarian, which actually most law librarians are also attorneys. But the long and short of it is, and that is about the notion when Keyshawn comes on TV, which he was really heartbroken to see Little Murder up there. But Keyshawn comes on TV and he's like, I cut that off. She broke rule number 45.22, having her baby daddy shoot up the... Y'all, I was like, okay, she did pull a gun on Diamond, as we saw last season, to get him off her baby's father, or father of her children, but they don't want nothing to do with her, including Mercedes as well. At the end of the day, I am still vexed, quite sincerely offended, but I understand how battered women's syndromes can be, domestic violence cases can be, and Stockholm syndrome. I mean, whether they had kids or not, she still would have probably pulled that gun. Anywho, Haley pulls forward to ask questions now about money. Clifford said it's only maybe $25,000 left. I'm like, wait, what now? So Haley does a breakdown. I gave you $250,000. You only needed such and such to buy this place. 90-some thousand to pay off the predatory loan. I was like, how's the place in Chucalissa got $95,000 even loan? I thought about it. Predatory loans charge interest, kind of like this student loan stuff, in a compound interest way, but even worse. It may have been just a $10,000 loan, and it has somehow ballooned into $95,000 based on fees, timelines, everything they can possibly do. You just always paying it to the pot, and it never stops. Well, with that being said, after they did a breakdown, I was like, you should have at least 78, 102. What's this? How we get to 25? Now Clifford demands and exclaims, I had to build this place. This is my idea. So the car wash show is smart. It keeps everyone working. But he also showed the empathy and the care and the concern we've grown accustomed to. He kept paying the girls when no one was allowed to work. So I'm like, you know what? Because he said, and I quote, if he didn't pay him, they'll be sucking head. I'm a trust he know his people better than me. I do believe they wouldn't have went on through all that. But we now switch to Baby Barack's, which I didn't know who she was at first, but we see a black woman coming in her PPE, protective gear from the hospital, scrubs and all. She goes through a back door into what is an unfinished basement. You could tell they were working on it. The shower area is pulled up, at least enough. There's 2x4s everywhere. At any rate, she showers, she cleans, she takes off her mask. She has the scarring, basically, from wearing the mask so much and all day. And all I could think was, ooh, this woman looks like Marlo. Or she favors Marlo pretty well. Yes, Marlo from Real Housewives of Atlanta, who has a peach now, if y'all haven't seen. I haven't watched all the episodes because Wi-Fi is a premium around here. But I will say I was caught off guard. She goes upstairs. She's frustrated because, of course, we see Baby Barack playing video games and the house is just in disarray. And she tries to stay positive. But ultimately, she's like, I need almond milk. And that's all you had to do, stock the fridge with almond milk, and he didn't. So he apologizes. But she asks, what have you been doing all day? I called. There are missed calls. Then she shows Eloise called 9 times. Haley missed call twice. That's when Baby Barack runs across the room and snatched the phone. Child, if I ain't never seen a day. Never. I was like, is he Tiger Woods or cheating? You snatching his phone gonna make me ask way more questions, and I'm gonna give you the business. I'm gonna get in the mud with you and find out, well, who is this? Now all of a sudden you gotta hide the phone. Look, I don't know the new rules for dating and marriage with cell phones, but I know this much. If you all of a sudden got extra pep in your step and trying to keep something from me, We ain't got to be married or dating. That just seems suspicious. Come on, y'all. We ain't slow. We ain't 3-year-olds. But back to baby Barack now gets in touch with Eloise. She tells him Mayor Isaiah Washington, which I'm sorry, y'all, I don't remember his name, but go to, has died. Yes, the COVID has taken him, or the Rona has taken him. So the wife now exclaims with real passion, like, no, I don't want you going. And I totally understand. I remember that time. But look, I'm from a culture where we put more effort into how we bury people, how we put them away, how we send them off, than we do when they're alive and here. I mean, you see the memes circulating on social media. We will spend money to put your face on t-shirts and have a great party, but when you here and alive, we don't even throw you a party. Let's talk about that. I hope we really take people to task on that. At any rate, he swears he'll do this, he'll do that, he'll stay safe. And she's like, okay, well, show up early to the wake. You know how Negroes is. Y'all, I'm excited to always see such authenticity on TV. I don't see my people represented like that. Anywho, we switch back to Pastor Patrice handing out food boxes to drive up cars. Now, I sure said, how Pastor Patrice sure got some money and the rest of us don't. Because the pink got denied for their PPE. What was the short-term loan? The PPP check 3 times. They're considered non-essential. And I was like, well, she is a place of faith. Maybe she qualified for something I'm not familiar. But at the end of the day, she run around in the parking lot with her mask on, studded, be jeweled out. Do you hear me? Because you know he got to match the outfit. And praising the rain that's falling. And all I could think is, but your child is up the street being hoodwinked and taken advantage of by you. The baby, the dichotomy of those who saving souls and mistreating other souls. So what you want me to say? It's an oxymoron. We then cut to Lil Murder. We's in the kitchen with Ain't Never Scared, his DJ. And I must say, I'm trusting he had to be making, look, it made me believe in a bologna sandwich. And I ain't had one since I was in elementary school. And I won't let these little ones touch it. Because I'm like, who gave you that? That ain't even all beef bologna. Where y'all get this from? It took my brother once to remind me, you got to forget who your mama is. Y'all. And I don't mean go to the grocery store and get bologna. We go to the butcher, get it cut thick, and the red ring got to be on there. And I ain't had a fried bologna sandwich in so long. It made me think. Anywho, Lil Murder's excited with the idea of putting out new music. Ain't Never Scared is working with someone, literally telling him how Keyshawn is blowing up. Lil Murder go out on the porch to see somebody off, and notice next thing we see is a Cutlass. I believe it was a Cutlass, not a Monte Carlo. Roll up. And I think they were really trying to emulate, they were like Crips. I was like, okay. But Lil Murder reaches for the piece on his backside, and your boy is like, yo, when you gonna put out the next song? We waiting on this. And this panda, the word, I can't even repeat it, but it has been advertised. You know, we have a way of putting finesse, salt, pepper, and a little seasoning on words that we want to make it our own. But this pandemation, I don't know. But anywho, they jazzed up the pandemic. At any rate, he said it's coming. He reaches out to Keyshawn to find out, you know, like, hey, let's do something. She's like, I get 400,000 views instead of your 1 week in 1 day at home on a pole. So let's talk about that. Keyshawn baby daddy Derek, redneck white trash, is a wounded male who literally ain't holding down a job. And that's cool. It's the pandemic. Who can work? You work as you can. But apparently it's eating at him. And he's still trying to control her. And basically told her she don't need to go back on stage. She can stay right in that room and get all the fans and attention and money. But he's supposed to be taking care of them. With 2 kids. Okay, I know we can all say it from the easy side of town, baby. I would have packed up my 2 kids and left, but Keyshawn ain't interested in that, so I don't know what holds her there. Honest to God, I just don't get it. But hey, I'm glad they're portraying this, because maybe it will be an empowering matter, so those women or men going through a situation as such will feel like they're being seen and take it as motivation to get out. So I don't know if she got an OnlyFans or it's just her basic website, but she promotes it as her website. Of course, he says he has a 3 o'clock interview the next day for a job. And she's like, I go live at 3. You're supposed to watch the kids. And that's when we start hearing him talk her down. I'm like, which is it, sir? You want her to stay in this room and work, or you want her to work when you say so and don't work at all? Which one? You know? And Lord help us. It's probably some Ike Turner stuff. He makes all the demands and she do what he say like a puppet and move on with her life. Well, I can also put this in. I'm glad they are showing everyone in cornrows, from Mercedes to Keyshawn with wigs on top. I see it so much here, but I really want to big up the showing the healthy hair. Because I can tell you, since I've been around these parts, I've lost some edges from individuals braiding too tight. Check out some of my other videos or some photos or Instagram, but you'll see. Because this is probably going to go up without a cover, simply because Wi-Fi is literally a premium. At 32 minutes, this is what we got to talk about it. I'm with Uncle Clifford and Big L. When you in a room, something's moving on its own, it just don't seem quite right, baby, you will get me climbing walls. Do you hear me? I will move faster than you can give me credit. Why does this matter? It was just some really Scooby-Doo hijinks in the middle of a serious moment. And they have Haley walk in and caught everybody off guard, but it scared them to death. I ain't mad at the situation. I'm not mad at all. At 42:59, the Tuscaloosa and them doing too much right now. And I said too much with an R. Marching behind that casket. Look here, I told y'all last season, a lot of this reminds me so much of Louisiana. But now we're going to start touching on South Louisiana. That New Orleans second line, meaning when it's time to put down the dead, you got your family in that second row after the players. Hold on now. And they want to hold up umbrellas. I was like, I got to see this part of Mississippi that's also doing such. And before y'all get started with Alabama having the first Mardi Gras, we know. But what it boils down to is who's doing it best and who's been rolling it for the longest, doing it well. But I do appreciate everybody in that lime green. I don't know how they pulled it off that quickly, but hey, because in my world, somebody die on a Tuesday, they don't get buried that Saturday. You gotta let folks get their money together so they can come to town. Figure out where they gonna stay, how long they gonna be off from work, get permission to be off from work. But hey, baby Barack made it to the funeral like he said he would. Honey, Eloise said he was gonna have to help carry the casket. They have enough people. Now, I didn't really pay attention if it was a matter they don't have enough people because, you know, Rona folks dying, or if it was a matter of you don't know who's going to be there for the funeral. So, all in all, we jumped to Loretta, that's Uncle Clifford's grandma, complaining. I don't know what she was fussing and cussing about, but child, it was typical old black women. And I hate to even put myself on that track, but you catch me in the wrong time. It sounds like me on enough days, especially if I wake up to a dirty house and I'm just tired. Anywho, she did say, you know, Rona ain't nothing but an excuse to keep Negroes locked up in the house. And when I tell y'all, all I could think was, if this ain't some of my family, oh, I'm so embarrassed to even say out who it is. But child, I understand there are individuals who have their own thoughts and understandings of the world. But yeah, if that includes you, shout out. Get in the comments. Let me know. Why is white folks just locking us up in the house? What was the purpose globally to keep everybody under lock and key? And now China going through it all over again. And I wouldn't even want to be in Shanghai. And look, I got my visa in 2019, went and visited. We were supposed to go back in 2020. All that got canceled. Then had to fight with the credit card company and the travel agents to get the money back. Like, yeah, I enjoyed Beijing for what it was. And I was looking forward to going to Shanghai and 3 other little cities. But we didn't know what Corona was. We did not know what COVID was. But what we did know is folks was dying with, I'm good. Let me die in my own land. And it ain't even mine. But let me die in my family. Okay? So we gone to, Keyshawn came up with a game plan to put diapers in the genie. I was trying to figure out what was she doing. Ultimately, she used it to say they was out of diapers. And Derek's like, I could have sworn I just bought some diapers. I'll go get them. She was like, well, I need to get tampons. This man said, and I quote, it ain't the 4th. Hold on, sir. I don't even know. No. I don't know nobody who keeping tracks of cycles like this unless you worried about ovulating and making that baby. And even then, folks don't do too well. But hey, whatever. That's why we have apps for that now. I was just like, Keyshawn, how much do they have to portray this as you're not winning in this relationship, sister? You gotta go. Because if he got you on a leash that tight, like, it ain't your period yet. But, sister, when you got to get permission to leave the house, you know you under some real serious stuff. Anywho, she gone over to the dollar store. She on the phone with Gidget, FaceTime, and Gidget tell her how great it is in Arizona. They getting paid. Keyshawn swear her man is doing better. He sent her to the store to give her a break, so she lying. I don't know. I don't understand it. Like, why do all that? Just leave. She says she needs moon pies. Gidget remembers how much her mama loved moon pies. Keyshawn abruptly hangs up on her face when she sees Diamond doing security at the dollar store. And y'all, let me tell you, I don't know where this dollar store at, but I was ready for it when I saw Mr. Diamond kick people out without a mask. You hear me? Put real hands on them, and I'm all for you ain't got to touch nobody. But I remember when folks was getting shot, you know, security personnel being shot because they were asking individuals put on a mask. I remember watching folks cut up online throughout Florida for sure. And the Costco's was the only place that really had that real enforcement. So I was like, oh, we're going to Costco from here on out for everything. But I was still making my business to go in first thing in the morning and be one of the first persons in, second person to check out. And I stuck to the plan. I didn't peruse and pick up other things. At any rate, Keyshawn said, I'm here, I'm trying to apologize. Diamond told her, keep it. Not here, not now. I was like, ooh. Man, he said it in a manly voice. At the end of the day, he was like, where's your mask? I was just coming to get Pampers. I think she thought she was going to sweet talk her way through. Diamond understood the assignment, and Diamond executed his job duties and responsibilities. So, hey, that was a win. Then we see someone else trying to walk in without a mask, and Diamond got forceful with them. I was like, He told Keyshawn to go. He didn't want to hear all that. Basically carry your ass. That's basically what he said. Excuse my language, it offends you. But I'm telling you, that's what he said. We cut to the funeral. Baby Uncle Clifford popped up with neon green like everybody else and some knee-high boots. I ain't even got time to ask, how and where did he pull that outfit together that quickly? But he went and got his grandmama them chitlins. Came with his own little plasticware. Gave it to Scooter. I don't even remember. But at home, everybody got a little nickname like that. No matter how old you get, they still want to call you by that nickname. She goes on in. He talks to the boys on the porch. Barack wildin'. Baby Barack out there with no mask on, standing close to 6 other dudes, worried about him being 6'5" and never played no basketball, smoking and changing the breathing air. And I'm like, yo, and your wife sacrificing hard, bruh. She had just finished saying the day was good because she only lost 7 patients versus 12. I know y'all think I'm OCD, but no. And I'm with her. We did not know what this was. We still kind of don't seem to know as a lay population. Or we don't believe the scientists who speak to us. But hey, you ain't got to believe it. Just keep it a distance from me. With that being said, that's why I bounce. I'm like, well, if I'm going to die, let me go do it on my own terms in a place where I now can feel comfortable. Because I'm just sitting in the house all day, looking out the window at best, but I'm still working. So I'm grateful for that. Now, Baby Barack notices and hears an AR-15. They was like, yeah, night-night music. He talks to the Godfather Isaiah's family members, like, thank you for letting me stay here. She was like, but girl, child, we ain't staying here. Isaiah loved this place, and they had a hold on him. He wouldn't leave. He walks her out. This is why I'm calling this out to y'all. Look, at 56:52 minute mark. Go to the 56-minute, 52nd second. Baby Barack opens the door. She walks out. The boy walks out holding the child. Nobody closes the security gate. Nobody locks it, but just going to lock the front door. Now, clearly, y'all done made it known. This is the one time I said, oh, PValley DOP missed a few things. Director of photography. I need continuity. I need accuracy. Y'all so accurate about everything else, from accents, the attitudes, the clothes, shoes, the music, the beats, everything. Including, I'm very proud of y'all for writing in Lil Murder has a natural talent for playing those bucket drums. Apparently, he used to do it in North Carolina to raise money. I'm used to it all day long. Those street drummers in New Orleans be with it. Do you hear me? But to be fair, everybody in New Orleans can play an instrument and play it well. So that's a whole nother story. At this point, though, that security gate was supposed to been closed. The reason why I'm so on it, because can y'all tell, I done been around old black people all my life. Close that gate. That's what they mean. That door's supposed to be good and locked. Child, somebody must have closed it on the set, because when your boy came back, part of the brothers who wanted to buy the land on the waterfront property and the interim mayor, the gate has to be open now, and he comes out to cash stacked up on the porch, basically trying to buy him off to be the attorney, because they still need that land on the waterfront. And it's like, you who coming to a casino in a pandemic? Let me tell y'all, for a first thing, I'm from a casino town. Them fools was the first ones to open back up. Like, literally, I think they only closed for maybe 3-6 weeks maximum. Do you hear me? They had it laid. I didn't even need to see it, but I was very proud of my family for not going back to work under those conditions. Because people still smoke. COVID most definitely scared me as an asthmatic. Breathing problems. Look, y'all. I've had asthma my whole life since I was a child. You don't ever want to be on an oxygen tent. You don't ever want to have any assistance to breathe. And to now know you could literally be dying by yourself on a bed and don't know if this breath is your last breath. But struggling to breathe is one of the scariest things I know. It just is. You may have had a little incident in the pool or the ocean, or somebody playing breath play with you, where at some point you can recover. But when you're asthmatic and it's cyclical, it comes and goes, depending. With me, the weather would trigger my asthma, exercise induced asthma, all these things. And in Louisiana, honey, you can't control the weather. You just know it's finna change, and that's how I would know. But now, mold triggers me like nothing. I walk into a house, and I've been looking for places, it just holds your chest like someone is squeezing your lungs, and there is no release. It's not a good feeling. So to see this show up in such a way, it was like, whew, child. PValley doing a lot. The long and short of it is, Haley is now living with Mercedes. They is roommates. Haley is now co-owner with Uncle Clifford. Uncle Clifford don't want to sell the paint. You can see what the next struggle is going to be, or I anticipate it to be. Haley's going to see some value in trying to sell at that $1 million mark. And Uncle Clifford ain't going to want no parts of it. Ownership is ownership, y'all. And ownership next to water just makes a world of a difference. Hey. I saw it in Lagos myself. You hear me? Water, oceanfront makes a difference, and that's just a river. At any rate, it's worth watching. It's more than an hour. It's a nice welcome back. I wish they would load at least 3 or 4. You know, not the entire season, but give me some front loading, like sometimes Hulu will do with Handmaid's Tale. Give me 3-4 episodes to hold me over. But hey, so be it. Check in next Thursday night or first thing Friday for me, because I'm just do what you got to do to catch it on the app. It is worth it. And thank y'all. Check back next week.